Welcome everyone. In today's video we are going to be checking out some beautiful variegated houseplants. So maybe you'll find some exciting new plants to add to your wish list. Let's go and have a look at what we've got. So first up we have the Philodendron Jose Bruno, and I have to say this is quite the showstopper of a plant. Mine was only small when I got it, but honestly it's just grown so fast. This is one of the best variegated plants in my opinion, because it gets that kind of white on it, but then it eventually fades out to a mint green, so you don't get any of those browning problems that can arise with some plants that have white variegation. So eventually it just completely fades out to this beautiful minty green. And as you can see, the variegation on the leaves with this one, it really does vary. You never know what you're going to get. Every leaf is different, and for that reason it's definitely top of my favourites list. I absolutely love this plant. Not only is it a fast grower, really beautiful, but it's also really easy to care for too. I find this one to be one of my most non-fussy plants. It really is a dream, this one. I've recently transferred it to a floor stand because it's getting quite big now, and I will say this is a plant that needs quite a bit of space. So if you don't have the space for a philodendron to kind of stretch out, then it probably wouldn't be for you. But if you like big philodendrons like I do and you love variegation, this is definitely a good plant to get. As I say, it's just got everything going for it. Beautiful variegation, really easy to care for, and yet no browning of the leaves, which I think is really good because it is a big problem with plants with white variegation. And then next here we have the Singonium Mojito, and with this one it has a kind of a mottled variegation. In fact, it's also known as Singonium mottled as well. Most people know it as Singonium Mojito though. But yeah, it has this beautiful mottled variegation on it, and again it's more of a kind of a minty green, so it definitely doesn't suffer with any kind of browning, but it really just tend to throw out all sorts of different leaves. As you can see, some of them have got really dark and light spots, others come out so different, and yeah, it really is different every time, and it's quite an exciting plant to grow for that reason. Even the shapes of the leaves are really fun as well and different. And I'd say this is a fairly easy plant to care for. You just have to be a little bit careful that you don't let it dry out. The reason being is that it can suffer with a little bit of browning on the edges if it gets too dry, but so long as you don't let it completely dry out, it's a pretty easy plant to care for, I would say, as most Singoniums are. And yeah, it's a really fast grower too, and super easy to propagate. So if you'd like to share some plants with family and friends, this is also a really good option. It propagates so fast, it roots really fast in both water and in soil, but it really is a lush plant. And don't be afraid of chopping and propping to make your plant fuller, because I did that this year with this one and it's looking lovely. It's really starting to fill out. It really responds well to being pruned. And yeah, this one really is like a work of art. Each leaf looks like it's been painted by hand, and it gives me no end of joy, this one. I really love it. It's fairly easy to get hold of as well, so you shouldn't really have a problem, I don't think, finding this one. Of course, depending on where you are in the world as well. Moving on to another Singonium that I absolutely adore. This is the Singonium Elbow. Again, similarly to the Singonium Mojito, this one definitely tends to put out random leaves. You never really know what you're going to get, but this one has more of a white variegation on it. And I have to say I haven't noticed any browning on this one so far, but I haven't had it long enough to know if that will happen over time, but so far so good. Most of the time you get mottled variegation. You do get some with chunks like these ones here, and so far so good. It seems okay, and it's actually a really fast grower as well, and really easy to care for again. It doesn't like drying out too much. I usually don't let it dry out completely, but other than that, it's really easy and a gorgeous plant. Definitely a fast grower, so it is going to take up some space eventually, so be aware that you may need to give it something to climb, or you can have it as a trailing plant, of course. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with mine yet, but yeah, this one is a super easy grower, and I think the variegation on it is beautiful. I love the fact that I don't know what I will get next. And yeah, it's just one of my favourite plants. Another of my all-time favourite variegated plants is this one. This is the Epipremnum Pinata marble, and I got this one fairly recently, so I don't have it climbing anything yet because it's not really ready for that. It's still fairly small, but this one does fenestrate as well as being variegated, but it does have beautiful mottled variegation, as you can see, and the fact that it fenestrates as it matures is also really exciting, because you can imagine this kind of mottled variegation on the large mature fenestrated leaves. I mean, you can kind of see it a bit on the smaller ones. They have some little fenestrations at the moment, which I think are really cute. But yeah, this one is also a pretty fast grower, I would say. I did recently repot mine, so it has kind of slowed down a little bit, as plants do when you repot them, but I think it is stunning, this one. And yeah, I could highly recommend it. Again, it's very easy. Most epipremnums are easy, and yeah, this one's no different really. It really is a stunning plant, and yeah, I think anyone would get on well with this, regardless of how much experience you have with houseplants. So if you do fancy it, then give it a go and see how you feel. This is another one of my all-time favourites at the moment. This is Aglaonema Pastella, and what's not to love about this one? The variegation in it is gorgeous. It has greens, pinks. The pinks definitely don't come across as well on camera as they do in real life. Honestly, it's just beautiful. It's like quite a rich peachy pink in real life, and it kind of just shines through the translucent parts of the plant, and then you get these kind of dark spots here and there. And also because, of course, this is an Aglaonema, and we all know that they are super easy to care for, not fussy at all. And yeah, I always get excited when I add a new Aglaonema to my collection, because it kind of adds a beautiful splash of colour, but I know that I'm not going to have to deal with any drama, so it's quite a nice thing to add Aglaonemas to my collection. Doesn't add any extra work for me. And this one, I have to say, I just fell in love with it as soon as I saw it, hence why I bought it. But I could highly recommend it. It's not a fast grower, but it is a beautiful plant, and yeah, it's like a work of art really, isn't it? Those leaves, it has really beautiful glossy leaves too, which are really, really stunning. And yeah, I give this one bright and direct light because it has the variegation in it as well. And then next we have Pelionia repens variegated, and this is an exciting new plant that I got recently that I have only just started growing. But doesn't it have beautiful variegation? It kind of sends out leaves in kind of little star shapes, which I really love. This is a vining plant, so obviously it's hard for you to tell at the moment with this one because it's new. But yeah, check back in a year. Hopefully I'll have a really big one by then. But I really love the variegation on this one. Again, it's mottled variegation, and I have to say that is my favourite type of variegation. So this one definitely ticks all the boxes, and I've just really been enjoying growing this one. And it's one of those plants that I didn't really know much about, so it's always nice nice, isn't it, to discover a new plant that you didn't know much about. I believe this one also comes in a solid green too. I've never seen that one, I have to be honest with you. But yeah, this one, it seems pretty unfussy so far. I haven't had it for long enough to know for sure, but so far so good. It seems like one of the easy guys, which I really like. This is Hoya Rangan, and this is one of my recent Hoya purchases, and you can see why I was attracted to this one. The leaves, they kind of almost look painted to me, especially with the Hoya leaves being very thick and fleshy. It kind of looks like someone's just gone and splashed some paint over the leaves, and I just love that about this plant. I think the variegation on it is beautiful, and of course it does vary from leaf to leaf too, so I've been giving this one plenty of bright indirect light in the hope that it will maintain this beautiful splashiness that it has. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favourite Hoyas, not just because of the variegation on it, but it's just the shape of the leaves, that combination of the variegation with the shape of the leaves. I just really enjoy that, and so far it seems to be happy. It has actually started growing some new leaves. I've only got it recently, so it is still settling in, but it has started growing and it seems pretty happy in the spot that I have it. And yeah, definitely snap one of these up if you are a fan of Hoyas and if you are a fan of variegated plants, because I think this is one of the best Hoyas, at least for me so far anyway. And then in this pot we have a kind of a combo. We've got Philodendron White Knight and Philodendron White Wizard. There might be a White Princess in there too, but I'm not quite sure about the ID. But it's a combination of some of those. So this one has a kind of a similar variegation, I suppose, to the Monstera Thai constellation, only it doesn't fenestrate, of course, but the leaves, they can get quite large as it matures. This one's obviously quite small, but even so, the leaves are quite chunky, and I just love the variegation on these. It really does look like some sort of constellation in the sky, doesn't it? And sometimes you get kind of chunks of white, other times you get speckled white, and I would say it's better when it's more speckled, because I have noticed a bit of browning on this one here and there. When I get the kind of chunks of white, they tend to brown off, so I have kind of cut those off, but it's much better when it's a little bit more speckled. The plant seems to be able to maintain that better, so I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed for those types of leaves, but I'm really excited to see this one grow. And then this is Chafura A, and I am a huge fan of Chafuras, so when I found this one with this really unique variegation, I was amazed because I'd never seen it before, and yeah, I just had to snap it up. I thought it was beautiful, and yeah, just look at that variegation. It's much like the Sangonium Mojito in that it's all mottled, but yeah, I'd never ever seen this before, so really it got me excited when I saw it. I'm always looking for different types of Chafuras, and to see one with this type of variegation is really exciting. It's kind of got quite a difference to it too, from leaf to leaf. Some have more darker spots, others have less, and yeah, it's just a really pretty Chafura. I mean, it's a bit of a twist on the normal green version, and I definitely highly recommend this one. It's just as easy as my other umbrella plants, and I was really happy to have added this one to my collection. It seems to be settling in really well. I haven't had it too long, but yeah, I'm just making sure that it's getting bright indirect light, and I'm hoping that I will get lots more leaves with this beautiful mottled variegation on. But yeah, really good find, this one, and I really love it when I find variations of plants that I did not know existed. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.